What's going on, nerds? Welcome back to Comic Book Nerd Nation, episode 130. I'm Fox2. We got Pirate.
Hey.
And the whole F and Brian.
Howdy there.
Hey, we got our radio voices kicking today. And we're all
On
rocking Green Lantern shirts. Well,
CBNN.
yeah, CBNN.
What's going on, kids? This is the Wild Wolfman Jack here, coming at you with the blessed from the blast and the best side.
Hey, Wolfman, it sounds like you smoked too much cigarette.
Yeah, maybe put the cowboy killers down for a minute.
How about we...
All right, let's jump right in. Topher is not going to be with us. He is at a concert all weekend, music festival, whatever you want to call it, dick juggling festival, something. I don't know.
Is he doing hula hoops?
He's doing hula hoops and blowing dudes for
The
money.
one.
Doing hula hoops, dropping Molly, and fucking sucking cock.
How many light sticks do you think he took with him? How many glow sticks?
I don't know. Oh, dude,
How many better yet, how many jokes do you think we can say about Topher going to a music festival?
Does he have them on strings and he's twirling them around?
That's what I'm wondering. Do you think he has one of those like fur skirts that he's wearing and like the big fur boots?
Do you think he's in like a tent filled with like foam jumping around right now?
A tent filled with foam.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
It looks like a giant like dishwasher
Do you
or
think
like
that
a fucking washing machine.
Do you think they have finger painting, like finger body painting exercises where they paint each other with neon paints like all over their faces and shit?
I don't know if I would call them exercises, but I would say they definitely have them.
Every 5 feet, there's a strobe light.
Can we get an estimate on the total number of black lights involved?
I'm calculating. Hold on. 2,500.
2,500. Oh, man. Why is it always more fun to pick on him when he's not here? I don't know. But it is. It's funny. Yeah. So, last week we talked about Civil War. That episode has actually been really well received. Not receptive. Receptive definitely is not a word.
I bet Topher's receiving some good stuff right now.
After about 3 days of having it live, it's up on air. I think we're coming up on 100 listens already, 100 plays. So awesome. We really appreciate all the support from everybody on YouTube, everybody on SoundCloud, everybody on iTunes. I think Stitcher's got their shit together to where our stuff's finally showing up again on there. Bunch of broke dick bastards can't get their stuff figured out.
And if you don't tell your friends, we'll have Topher come and throw glow sticks at you.
Yeah. He'll come do the glow stick dance in your front yard.
He'll put his foam. He'll pop up. He'll bring his mobile foam pop up tent.
I feel like
You'll never get him to leave.
I feel like Topher's more one of those people that uses the glow sticks in their fingers, like on their fingertips, and does the whatever shit with it,
the
not
ball,
on the strings.
the fucking Tai Chi.
Yeah, the little energy ball.
Like in your face.
Yeah, I feel like
You
that's
think-
Topher.
If Topher got
Or if
hit,
you run out of it, then you're never going to print anything.
do you think? Do you think if Do you think if Topher got hit with radiation at his music festival while he was in the foam pit, he'd gain superpowers where wherever you'd see foam, he'd be able to pop through it?
I think that
I
he
think
would
if he
be
did
just
that,
like
it'd, like,
Jubilee.
work.
He'd shoot sparklers out of his fingertips.
No, I think if that happened, he would show up and would like anywhere he would be able to like rub anything, and foam would like extrude from it. So like he could, like his superpower could be like he could walk into your house and like run to your sink and just start washing dishes,
Just wash
your
walls.
walls.
That's not perverted at all.
They call him
He
human,
could rub
human
himself
car
and
wash.
foam would pop up.
He can rub himself.
That's what you just say. He could rub himself and foam would pop out of anywhere.
So he's like the master jerk off artist, basically.
His superhero would be the Master Bader.
Yeah, what would his? No, we got to come up with something. What's his
The
super?
Master Foamer.
Yeah, if that's his power, what's his superhero name?
No, he'd be a supervillain, and he'd be called the Master Foamer.
Master Foamer.
I would just say Master Bader. That's all.
He's not baiting anybody.
He's
if
just
he got the
running
powers,
around rubbing.
if he got the powers of the ice cream of an ice cream man, then I'd call him the masturbator because he's baiting little kids.
There's always, there's that awkward moment when you
Call him
get
rubbing
into the
foam.
van and realize there's no candy.
Wow.
It's the worst feeling in the world.
We just went down a dark path. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. So
It's like Batman.
Yeah. Let's get into the news. We've got quite a few things to discuss this week.
Say that again.
Let's get into the news.
Here is some of the news we're gonna listen to right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
News.
Okay, so this week is a little Star Trek heavy. The new Star Trek Beyond trailer debuted. I guess on YouTube is where everybody's debuting shit anymore. Did you guys get a chance to watch this?
I did not.
Yes.
What did you think of it, Brian?
It looked alright. I mean,
It looked alright. Are you
not-
fucking retarded? Are you crazy?
it's not a J.J. Abrams movie anymore.
No,
so-
it's not. It's being directed by what's his name? That
Some dude.
I want to say Lynn. That is he was the Fast and the Furious director.
Oh yeah, then
This trailer looks awesome. Pirate, if you can watch it real quick while we're talking about it, I would highly recommend it. This trailer looks
All right.
this looks like the best, and I like the old Star Trek. Since they redid Star Trek with the reboot, if you can call it a reboot, the remake, however you want to classify it, I have loved it. I thought it's great that they're making it more of a sci-fi action, like sci-fi action thriller, if you will, rather than just like a sci-fi drama, which is really more of what the old Star Trek stuff was, more along the drama side of things. But
Now we're talking about the movie because they just leaked the
Yes.
television show too.
they leaked the show teaser for the television show. We're going to talk about
Okay.
that also, yeah.
All right. Okay, I see the trailer here.
Yeah,
Star Trek
it's
Beyond.
trailer number 2 for Star Trek Beyond. I think
number
it's-
2.
I think it's great that they've made it more of an action film, that they've really put more of an emphasis on the space battles, the phasers, the fights, the explosions are, much
Michael
more,
Bay.
I wouldn't go.
Made
I
that
wouldn't
shit
go.
up.
I wouldn't go Michael Bay. I wouldn't go Michael Bay on it, but it looks like
But
an
you
action
never know
film.
Michael Bay.
It looks like an action film in space, and this looks really, really good. The story that they're telling sounds really interesting. That a big focus of it is that Captain Kirk is finding himself as a person, not trying to live up to his father's expectations, or live up to his father's Faja. Not trying to live up to his father's name, but trying to figure out who he is as a person, as a captain, as a explorer of space. I think they have a really good story to tell, and then the action and the special effects, even in just the trailer. Sorry, my allergies are going crazy. Even in just the trailer, are fucking incredible. I mean, this looks like a really good movie to me. Brian, you weren't that excited about it?
I mean, I'm not really that into Star Trek. I liked the first 2 movies. I enjoyed them. This one doesn't look bad. I don't know. There's something about Star Trek that
I can't believe you. You just lost all kinds of fucking nerd credit.
no, it didn't.
How
Because
dare
fucking
you.
Star Wars is better. That's what I say to that.
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars is definitely better, but they're almost incomparable. They're two really different. I mean, similar in some aspects, yes, but they're almost uncomparable. I don't know.
Oh, you can't compare them, but the only thing you can compare is they're both like space
Done in
odysseys.
space. Yeah, that's really it. Um, so the other part of the news about the Star Trek Beyond movie is that their PR department is really doing something far different than what has ever been done before. Um, they're really banking on the nerd culture to push this movie to success. Uh, they're so far all in on it that they're actually going to be world premiere debuting this album at San Diego Comic Con in the first ever open air IMAX world premiere at a park, which
At a
is
park?
which is super cool.
Yeah, I like the trailer.
I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams,
That's pretty cool.
he's producing it. He's still involved in it.
Oh, I saw that. That's what that is?
Yeah.
Cool. We
Yeah,
should
I
premiere
mean,
Comic Book Nerd Nation at a park.
what
At
did,
a bar?
at a bar
Or a bar.
About that life?
What
I can get
did
behind that.
what did you think of the trailer? You liked it?
I liked it. I thought it looked very big. It didn't feel like it was like I know it didn't feel like it. If I remember correctly, the other shows or the other movies seem to always take place centered on the USS Enterprise for the most part,
like in the
except for
ship,
the first one when yeah, huh?
like in the ship,
Do what?
like
Yeah.
inside.
This one
of
is like, yeah, it looks like it's all over the fucking place. Like it's on different planets. It's in like a city setting, and it's just it is very, like you said, very massive, very big.
Mhm. Yeah, I get you.
So
I think that's a big, obviously with the name being Beyond. I think that was probably
Mhm.
one of the big themes that they were trying to push is the expansiveness of the Star Trek universe, the fact that you can lose yourself, and that's one of the lines you hear him say in the
At
trailers.
the moment, you're never gonna let it.
What?
Sorry.
What?
Mom Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Knees deep.
On
It
that
was
note,
Eminem news.
we will.
Eight Mile.
Let's talk about for a minute the Star Trek TV show. The teaser's out for that. Are either of you excited about that at all?
I didn't even see it. Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
cautiously optimistic. I mean, I would like for it to be good, but
What network is that airing on?
CBS.
By the way.
which is part CBS, which is part of what worries me about it because it's going to be on a large network. It's
Yeah.
got the potential to be just fucking awful.
I feel like it's gonna get lost it's gonna get lost along the way, and then it's
Yeah,
gonna get
and the
canceled.
tagline that they're going with is new crews, new villains, new adventures. So it's going to be tough because it's the Star Trek universe, but they're they're kind of separating themselves from this nostalgia, which is part of what makes Star Trek
Well,
great, is the
in all
unfamiliarity
actuality,
with
they have done that several times.
they have,
Like
but
that has been done pretty much every time, every couple years, or every or 10 years.
well, think about it this way though. Okay, so you had your original Star Trek, then you had what was next? I'm gonna try and
Next
pull it up.
Generation.
No, I think there was one between the two, wasn't there?
No, Next Generation, then Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and then I think it was USS Enterprise. I think there was the four of them.
There was the original series, then the animated series, then the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, and then
The Voyager.
in 2017, that's when they're just calling it Star Trek. So
The only one out of any of those that did successful was
the biggest
Next
gap,
Generation.
it looks like,
Deep Space Nine was really good too.
it really looks like the biggest gap where you were, the heart of what you're talking about is like from Next Generation to Deep Space Nine to Voyager. Those were all overlapping.
Yeah,
But we have a break from where Enterprise landed or finished in 2005 to 2017. So you have a 12-year gap between
well, look how big of a
those
gap
two.
there is between Star Trek and Next Generation.
Well, there was the animated series between the two.
Yeah, but how long was that animated series?
2 years.
There was an
Yes.
animated series.
And I don't even remember the
73
animated
and 74. So you went from 69 was when the original series ended to 87.
I
Okay.
shine.
So, yeah.
So longer for sure, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I don't know. I hope they hit it out of the park, but I feel like part of what makes Star Trek great, just like part of what makes Star Wars great, is the attachment that you have to those characters. You know, and I think that's what made the new Star Trek reboots great, is because it's a fresh take on characters that we've already come to know. We've already come to know who Spock is. We already know who Captain Kirk is.
I think, though, I mean, I have to kind of, I agree with you in a way, but I also have to step back and disagree.
Okay.
Because those characters, as I agree that those are the most popular characters of the Star Trek franchise, they are not characters they're characters we might have called late night reruns, but they're not characters of our generation. You know,
True.
like they're characters of our parents' generation.
For sure.
I don't think that and there's some there. I'm sure there's some listeners out there that are definitely know that they're of my generation, but us being in our mid-30s, they weren't.
Oh yeah, we were the Captain
generation.
Picard. We were the Captain Picard generation for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. Like so, I remember. I think it was like Friday night.
Data. Yeah.
Yeah. But so I can't really say that. Like they could have done a movie, which they did do a movie with Picard. Which movie was that one? Was that like Star Trek?
There was a bunch of movies with Picard actually.
Oh, was there? I just remember the one.
There was Genesis, I want to say, was one of them.
Yeah, there was one with both of them in it.
Feature films. Here we go. Star Trek: The Motion Picture, Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan, Star Trek III: The Search for Spock, Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. That's the one with the whales. Star Trek V: The Final Frontier, Star Trek VI: Undiscovered Country. Then it moves into the Next Generation films, which is Star Trek Generations, Star Trek First Contact, Star Trek Insurrection, Star Trek Nemesis. So 4 films with Picard.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and those range from 94 to 2002.
Duh, John.
And you know what? You know what's interesting?
Some of those are actually pretty good. There was a couple that were bad, but some of those were pretty good.
Here's something that's actually very interesting about Star Trek that I've never really thought about. Of all the movies that they made for that franchise, those are all characters from the TV show. They didn't really why can't DC do that? Take notes, DC, Jeff Johns.
Well, did you guys see? I mean, to jump, I think we've pretty much exhausted Star Trek, but did you see that DC Cinematic is actually going to head in a different direction, and they're letting Jeff Johns fucking run the show cinematically now?
Well, they actually created DC Studios now. That's Cinematic Studios.
This is good. I think that even though the reviews weren't great, and I haven't seen it yet, and I know that we have one person that I'm gonna look up his name real quick on. He has mentioned on several occasions that he really wants me to watch the Batman versus Superman movie, because apparently my opinions typically align with his. His name is the Comics Defender. So I am going to try to get to watch this just so I can give my honest opinion of the movie. But I think there were enough people that enjoyed that movie enough, and it did financially good enough, that this is the starting point. This is the stepping stone to get us where we want to end up being for DC cinematically. Was that movie as good as Civil War? Absolutely not. I'm sure of it. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure that it wasn't. Otherwise, the reviews wouldn't be as lopsided towards Civil War. That being said, look at where Marvel has been recently, and look at where DC's been recently. You know, I think that any kind of positivity out of the DC cinematic stuff is a good thing for comic book fans, for DC fans. It gets us closer to where we want to be. So I'm excited to see what they do with DC Studios and having Jeff Johns a little more involved. I mean, the dude's a master storyteller. Why wouldn't you pull from it? Like,
I mean, with what he did with Aquaman, like there's nothing that Jeff Johns can't turn
honestly,
to a story.
I'm 100% on board with you. I honestly believe that this dude can make anything great. He's just one of those fucking people. There are certain people in this world that are just fucking mind-blowingly good at whatever their area of interest is. I mean,
absolutely, like Jeff Johns and me.
You look at like Floyd Mayweather in boxing. You look at Michael Phelps in swimming. You look at Usain Bolt in running. You look at
John Gill and everything.
Steve Jobs in innovating technology. You look at Elon
Dirk
Musk.
Diggler at fucking.
You look at Dirk Diggler and fucking. You look at Jeff Johns in writing stories. It's just when they touch something, it fucking turns to gold, and he is definitely one of those people. And I think that they should pull from that, because why the fuck not?
Well, then he should be writing these movies instead of just overseeing them.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But, like, that's not his position. His position is just to oversee everything being made. It's not like a Kevin Feige. They're not writing it or having anything to do with the making of the movie. They're just overseeing everything. Maybe put his 2 cents in every once in a while, but...
I thought there was... No, I don't think that's 100% true, because actually he's co-writing, I believe...
Well, just the Batman movie.
The Batman movie. Yeah, but, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Isn't that coming out
you're
next?
In charge of something. You're co-writing. You're basically saying like that's a good idea. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, they're both like whatchamacallit, going back and forth with it.
Motherfucker's like the
I
president.
think that his
of
ideas
DC,
are going to stick.
Isn't he the? Or no, he's the chief creative officer.
Yeah, he's a Kevin Feige.
I mean,
Feige or whatever, however you say his name.
Feige.
Spaghettis.
We were talking briefly about Star Wars. Apparently, there's a rumor of what the Episode 8 Star Wars title is going to be.
The spaghetti continues?
Fall of the Resistance. What do you guys think?
It goes in order. It's fine. Everything goes... It's supposed to be a darker...
I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's said to be a darker movie. It's like goes in tone with how each movie, like the chronological titles of these movies go. I mean, the Fall of the Resistance, The Empire Strikes Back.
It's continuing the exact same fucking storyline as the fucking original 3.
No, it's not. This is not the story. It's the title.
What happened in the second movie?
So wait, hold on. So
what happened in Empire Strikes Back? Empire Strikes Back is another way of saying the fall of the Resistance. Or maybe you call it the Rebels Gonna Die. Like,
and here's something funny. Here's something funny about that. In Empire Strikes Back, we have Luke, who's gone away training with Yoda.
Yep.
And by the end of the film, we have Han Solo being frozen in carbonite.
And
I think what's going to happen in this next movie is going to be Rey's going to be training with Luke Skywalker. And Princess or General Leia is going to be captured or killed. Or frozen in carbonite. Why not just?
Why not just fucking pull the pages right out the old fucking script, right?
Right.
This is
why not turn her into a refrigerator?
And it's still going to make billions of dollars.
Oh, for sure, it's
going to
make a ton of money.
Awesome movie.
I'm sure it's going to be fun to watch, and that's all good and great. But fuck them if they come out and fucking do anything remotely close to the fucking Empire Strikes Back. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Because that is bullshit.
I mean, obviously the first time they did it, it was very successful because Empire is probably one of the best ones. But
think about it this way: how much fucking it's just like comic book movies. Finally, Marvel has kind of taken a page out of this book, but look at how much source material is out there from fucking all the expanded universe books and stuff from Star Wars. You don't even really have to write a story. Just go read a couple books and pull a good story. Make a script from that.
I agree.
Like, you don't have to keep going back and just, oh, well, it was Luke that was on the desert planet before. Now it'll be Rey. And we'll make her a girl so people won't see the similarities. What the fuck ever?
They're writing movies by numbers, man. It's it's all an equation of like what's successful or not.
And that will be what's the end of Star Wars if they keep that shit up. People are going to see it and they'll stop wanting to see the same fucking movies over and over.
Yeah,
no,
I don't think.
As many people said this new one, Force Awakens, was like A New Hope. It still made billions of dollars. It still made millions of dollars in DVD sale.
Yeah, but how long has it been since we had our last Star Wars movie?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. 100% it matters. 100%
Not even a year.
If they're forcing
The
us,
Star Wars
I'm
movie,
saying before Force Awakens.
Phantom Menace, which was kind of like the same thing, also.
No,
Phantom
it was
Menace
Return
was not-
or the
it was-
Sith or Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith
It was
was
2005, I think. So
10 years. So a decade since our last one. People were itching to see something new Star Wars in the cinema. Okay? Now you're giving us Star Wars everywhere we go. You can't go to a grocery store, you can't go to a Walmart, you can't go to a gas station without seeing something Star Wars. They're releasing a new Star Wars film every year. If you don't keep the quality up, the quantity is going to be too much and it's going to kill it.
Oh, it'll never die.
100%. No, you're totally wrong.
No.
You're totally wrong.
It'll never die.
I do agree with both of you to a certain extent. Brian, I agree with you.
You
on
can
the
have a
fact that
rehashing of an old story if people are yearning to see something. If they just saw a retelling of a story and you do it again 2 years later, and then you try and do it again 2 years after that, people are going to be like, fuck it, I already own the original 3. I'm telling you, that fucking train will run out of gas.
Hold on. Speaking of the original 3, did you hear, and this kind of falls into the news with Star Wars, did you hear that these people, and I actually think this was a few weeks ago it came out, someone spent like thousands and thousands, they got original copies of the original Star Wars film, the whole trilogy before they did the remastered thing. Mm-hmm. They remastered it themselves and then uploaded them to the internet. So you can download the original 3 with like better audio, better they cleaned up the coloring, the color grading and all that to make it look digital, but it's the original where Han shoot first, everything. Like, they spent a fuck ton of time and money doing this, like, of their own shit, just to give it away for free.
Well,
I mean, that's neat, but
Disney's gonna release that soon.
Well, they have to now. They're like, fuck, we're gonna not make money if we don't jump on this.
I don't know. I just, like, I'm at this point after hearing the title and all that. Obviously, I'm looking forward to seeing Episode 8, but I'm looking more forward to seeing Rogue One.
The new shit?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this year's film because it's a story that hasn't been told. It's a piece of the puzzle that we've already seen. It's how the two pieces of the puzzle we've already seen fit together. This is new, it's fresh, I just don't understand why. I don't know. I don't understand why they have to reflect so closely to the old, like, original 3. I get it, they want to align themselves with that because the episodes 1 through 3 sucked, but...
Well, what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted...
Yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Fuck you.
Was that, like, how I agree with Brian that, you know what I mean, like, it's not going to get old and I also agree with Fox is saying that it is going to kind of get old. I'm still going to be like, fuck, I'm going to definitely see it.
There
I
will
mean,
be
fuck, they
people
can
that
have.
see it, but there will be less
I
people
mean,
that see it. It won't always
yeah,
break
sure.
every record if they keep
Sure.
doing that.
I mean, there's a good chance that that's a possibility. Do I think that it's a strong possibility? No, just because I would still see it, so I can't really. I can only say what my thoughts would be on that, but I don't think. I think that there's always a chance they could do a flop movie and then the next one fucking shit out on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think that's gonna happen. It's Star Wars, dude.
I mean, I would like to think that that's not going to happen, and I really hope that it's not going to happen, but I just think that the likelihood rises with as they get closer and closer to following the tendencies of the original series. You know what I'm saying? Because that title really, if that is the title, that really lines it up to be almost the same. Like you said, oh well, cool. Rey's probably going to be gone training with the Jedi Master. Then you're going to probably have the leader of the rebellion is probably going to fucking get captured, or maybe if it's not her, maybe it's what's the black dude's name?
John Boyega.
Yeah, his
Finn?
character has a name. Finn. Finn maybe gets captured or something. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to see. Let's see here. What to talk about next? There's a Heroes and Villains documentary series on AMC that's set to be releasing. When is that, Brian?
I don't know if there's a release date yet. Hold on, let me bring it up.
I don't know that I'm like super excited about this. Really, it could be neat, but DC already kind of did something similar to this with the villains. What was the name of that movie? Where they interviewed all the different artists and writers from DC and talk about the DC villains.
Who knows? But everybody does this. They're attached to every Blu-ray that comes out of a superhero movie.
What was that movie called?
Which one?
The one that was about the DC villains. Fuck, I have the Blu-ray out in my living room. And I can't remember the name of it. Fuck me.
Shit.
I'm trying to think of the name of it. This is gonna kill me. Necessary Evil. Where they go through and they talk about like Joker, Lex Luthor, Sinestro, Darkseid. They talk to Scott Snyder. They talk to Neil Adams. They talk to all these different people. Zack Snyder, Guillermo del Toro, a bunch of people.
Premieres in 2017.
Oh wow, so it's not for a while yet.
6-part, 1-hour documentary series will explore stories, people, and events that have transformed the world of comic books. Using a distinctive filmmaker approach, the series takes a deep dive into the most accessible and often subversive modern popular art form. From origin stories to the untold history behind iconic characters, Heroes and Villains will explore a wide range of topics including pop culture, politics, race, gender, and sexuality.
All right. Well, since you're quoting that whole like story word for word, where did you find that?
At comicbook.com, quote
Okay.
unquote.
Okay, so comicbook.com, they've got plenty of information, obviously, about that if you want to check it out. So I'm sure that we will watch it and discuss that as it comes out. Let's shift gears a little bit. This is something pretty interesting. Stephen Colbert on his show was talking about Captain America Civil War and making some jokes and just being Stephen Colbert. And are you guys both fucking face down on your desk right now? God damn.
I was just reading something.
Yeah, I'm reading other things that I might bring up.
Stephen Colbert calls the Marvel Cinematic Universe a sausage fest, and with all the spandex, it really showcases the sausage.
Well, yeah. I mean, how many women do you have in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Well, he was illustrating the fact that there was a lack of women, and that the main villain in Iron Man 3 was actually supposed to be a woman, but Marvel pulled it and changed it to a man because they felt that the action figure would not sell as well if it was a woman.
Well, Shane Black came out and confirmed that.
And it's unfortunate that our women's rights activist, social justice warrior Topher, is twirling glow sticks and shoving ecstasy up his butt or whatever. Just kidding. He doesn't really do ecstasy.
Well, I agree. I mean, put more chicks in there. I mean, I don't want to stare at abs all day. I mean, it's like watching the first season of Arrow. I mean, there's plenty of great chick characters.
No, it is not anything like watching the first season of Arrow.
Come on.
How dare
Civil
you?
War had that like 2 minutes of Chris Evans holding the helicopter and his biceps bulging out of his arms.
Okay, so
like, oh yeah.
I understand wanting to have more females, but again, I've beat this fucking drum into the ground. You can't just take characters and make them female. You have to have a female character.
No, you can't do
Scarlet
that.
Witch was a focal point of this movie, I felt like. She was a very big part of that movie.
Not a focal point.
She was
they
a big part of it.
A few scenes alone.
She was one of the most powerful characters in the movie.
Oh yeah, she was, but not a focal point. There was only 3 focal points, and that was Cap, Bucky, and Iron Man. You don't think Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, was a big part of this movie? She was a big part. I mean, all the characters were a big part, but not a focal point. You didn't follow her alone for like half the movie.
Okay.
And the only time you see Scarlet Witch was basically that scene in the kitchen when they're making paprika.
I don't know. I mean,
John, you got your head down again.
I don't think that they should just add women just to add women, but if they want to incorporate some more female characters that are, relative. I mean, but look at the Avengers. How many fucking female characters do you have in the Avengers?
A ton. I mean, are you talking comic books or
comic books,
movies,
but not like not the all-inclusive fucking event. Everybody that's ever been in the Avengers.
Well, that's the thing about the Avengers; they always change.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'll give you that, but I mean, I would like to see the Wasp. I think that would be a good addition.
We're getting her.
When does that start?
I think that movie comes out in 2018. Okay. I think it's the first movie in between both Avengers and Infinity War.
I think Stephen Colbert needs to shut his fucking mouth. How about that? How about that for an opinion?
Joe Quesada gave him a Captain America shield.
I can go to fucking Target and buy one right now.
It's not from Joe Quesada, though.
I can get them bitches for $15 on eBay.
Actually, I think it was after Cap died, he gave Colbert a shield.
Well, way to kill the momentum on that story.
Yeah, I just stopped it with my shield. I went, bam!
Sometimes you hit a Captain America shield and can't go anywhere.
Speaking of women in comic book movies, some of them are outrageously stupid. Some of them are conceited as fuck. Specifically, Jennifer Lawrence, who is speaking up about what it will take to get her to come back as Mystique for future X-Men movies.
Well, that's just the actor.
She is quoted as saying, Fox should be terrified.
Yeah, you should be terrified, Fox.
She has stated openly that she will not come back unless
she doesn't have to get blue paint. She's an asshole.
James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender both come back. And she wants to renegotiate her contract to get a shitload more money because she has a problem with how long it takes to put the body paint on to be Mystique, which is apparently why in the most recent movies that she has been in,
She's
you don't
barely,
see her.
yeah.
You don't see her as the Blue Mystique very often because she bitched so much that they just didn't paint her up.
Well,
I mean,
Fuck
I wouldn't want
that
to
hoe.
sit around all day and get
No,
fucking painted
no,
blue as
fuck her.
hours.
She's making like $20 million for a fucking movie. Fuck her. She can sit in a goddamn chair for 10 hours and get painted.
well,
Fuck her.
That's the same reason we haven't seen the Red Skull again. It was because he won't sit in.
That's so
makeup
that's
for that
such a
long.
fucking prima donna bullshit reason. They're making in 3 months of filming, they're making more money than most people in the world will make in their entire lifetime. Think about that for a second. To make pretend as a character in 3 months, they will make more money than most people in the world. Not just America, the world will make in their entire lifetime. And you've got a problem with it? That's not enough for you? Oh, is your life hard? Is it really tough sitting in that
How do you
chair,
think-
having people
how
bring
do-
you food and drinks while somebody draws on your legs? Is that hard? Fuck
Well,
off.
you know, they need something to sustain their like 5-acre mansion.
Come on, that's some bullshit.
I
Pirate,
mean,
I have to believe that you back me up on this.
you can't be the only one in Hollywood with a G6 and not a G7.
Play's
You
gonna
can't
play.
do it. That's not living. That's standard of living that you just can't. That person can't adhere to.
They're not making
mean-
any less money, though. That's what I'm saying. Is like they're not making any less money.
Yeah, but the new model of the G7 isn't going to buy itself.
$20
Well,
million
you know what?
for one movie. She could make 3 movies in a year and still have 3 months off.
Well, you know what?
You can
to be
make
fair,
$60
I
million
kinda-
in a year. In 1 year, make $60 million. I bet
Taxes, bro. Taxes.
still. I have to believe, I have to believe you're going to bring home at least $30 million of that.
Yeah, to be fair, I kind of don't want to see her in the next X-Men
Good.
movie.
I'm
don't-
totally okay with her not being in it. I hope they fucking kill her
I don't-
character and be done with her.
I
You know
don't
what? Why
want-
kill her
I don't-
character? Get Rebecca Romaine Stamos to jump back in there since it's going to be older now. Anyway,
Yeah, she's got bigger juggies anyway.
You know, I think she was a hotter Mystique than Jennifer Lawrence, and
But,
especially
like-
since I've seen Jennifer Lawrence naked now. You know, it's like, it's not all that great anymore.
I mean, like, I don't like their new Mystique. It's just too goody two shoes and like, oh yeah, I'll help you now. Fuck off. Just kill everybody. You want to kill everybody.
Yeah, I'm totally okay with her not being in any more X-Men films.
I mean, that's the thing. She's Mystique. You can write in a reason why she looks different
Well,
for any reason.
yeah, which is
Like you
bullshit.
that's one character that is the easiest to replace out of anyone in the fucking probably in comic book history, like of movies that's done. Like
Well, that and
you know,
if
what I mean, you
you've
don't
noticed,
have
like
any reason for
because of her
visuals.
popularity as an actress, they've really pushed Mystique to the forefront of these movies. More so than they probably should. I mean, Mystique was always a big character in the X-Men, but I mean, in some of these movies, she's like way more the focal point than even like Professor X or like Magneto. As on the villain side, she's more in the forefront than Magneto. Like what? What? Like, no, that's really not the case of how it should be. So I would be perfectly fine with never seeing her in another X-Men movie. I would be perfectly fine with never seeing her in another movie, period.
That'd be
about that?
perfectly fine. Never seeing another X-Men movie.
How dare you?
They're not that great.
You are
They're
losing,
okay.
You are losing all kinds of nerd credit.
No, you just like terrible things.
No.
They're not that great.
You didn't
I mean,
like Days
how-
of Future Past?
It was alright, but like they're like,
You are
changing
so
of all this
balls
shit
deep
is
on
just
Marvel
the
Cinematic
best.
Universe.
well, yeah, because
That's the
they
only thing that
obviously
you like.
they make the best movies. If somebody made a good movie, then I would like it, but they haven't. I mean, how bad did I fight about Batman v Superman, and it turned out horrible? You won't even go and see it, and you fought for it.
No, I'm gonna go see it.
The man brings up a point there.
I know.
I'm gonna go see it. No, I had things.
Once
I had
somebody
things
else
in my life
makes a
come
good
up that I
movie,
couldn't avoid.
I will like it, but they don't make good movies. I mean, Marvel Cinematic doesn't make all good movies. Iron Man 3 wasn't
It was
great. I mean,
fucking
there's maybe
terrible. No,
one.
no, hold on.
Iron Man 2
you can't sit
was...
here and say that X-Men Days of Future Past was okay and
No, that's comparable to Iron Man 2 and 3.
no.
The
X-Men
best part
Futures
about
Past
Days of Future
Days of
Past
Future Past was 10 times
Jack-
better than Iron Man 3. 10 times
No, it
better.
wasn't. Not
For
at
sure.
all.
Oh, 100%.
No.
100%.
They just wrote off characters. Oh, this character died. This character died.
You're
was
fucking you're ate up. You're
X.
fucking the Marvel Dick Rider is
best one
back,
they've
ladies and
done-
gentlemen.
Well, once everybody makes a good movie, then I'll have something else to like. I mean, DC just destroys everything so far. I mean, it's just like Days of Future Past was a little bit better than Batman v Superman. The best part about Batman v Superman was Ben Affleck. The best part about
Okay.
Days of Future Past
Okay.
was only Hugh Jackman.
To quote the fucking website that you guys are always constantly throwing in my face, Iron Man
What website?
3, Rotten Tomatoes, Iron Man
Oh, yeah,
3 got a 79%. Iron Man 2 got a 72%.
That's weird because
Days of
Iron Man 3
Future-
was the shittiest out of all of them.
Days of Future Past, a 91%. I rest my case.
But what is that on? Like, there's 2 percentages.
That's let's see here. Days
There's fan percentage, and then there's their percentage.
Audience percentage is 92. Tomato meter is 91. Iron Man 3 is 79 for both. And Iron Man 2 is 72 for both. So across the fucking board, you're riding Marvel's dick so hard that a
'Cause they
movie
make better
that
movies.
scored 20 percentage points better on Rotten Tomatoes, you're saying is the same as a fucking Marvel movie. You're
Yes,
on drugs.
they're both the same.
No.
That was-
you're full of
That's
shit.
like-
You're full of shit.
Saying Fox made a 92% movie is like saying like Marvel made an 80% movie.
Whoa. How is
How is
that?
that?
Like,
Because-
Explain, exactly.
Well,
because
look
he's
at-
fucking balls deep riding that hog right up his fucking
Oh yeah,
ass.
why not? They make better movies. We could see in our bet against Batman v Superman
But-
against Captain America.
No.
I want
You have to-
I want
wanna know how-
clarification.
I want to know how a Marvel 70% is as good as a fucking Fox 80%.
yeah,
Because
that's
look
what I
how
need to
Fox like destroyed the X-Men in the first 3 movies. Look how they destroyed Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but those movies have lower ratings because they weren't
I mean,
as good.
Fox's
You're hugging the nuts,
Marvel
son. You're
Studios
hugging the
bad
nuts.
movies are at least like entertaining to watch sometimes.
No, go ahead, explain it. Go ahead, I'll wait.
I just did. I mean, they're not that good movies. I never said Iron Man and 1 or 2, 2 or 3 were like great movies
You
or
said
good
no,
movies.
no. You said
You know,
they
said
just all suck as
they're
much.
you said they're as good as Days of Future Past.
Yeah,
Here's the
they're
thing.
equal
Brian-
to.
No,
Brian, you should stop. What you should end this with. In my opinion, this is what I think.
My
Be
point is
no
they
longer
all
relevant.
suck.
They are.
All
you're
4 of
making-
those movies suck.
yeah.
I wouldn't own any of those movies on DVD. All 4 of them.
Clearly, we can no longer take any value from Brian's opinion on scoring movies.
Of course, because my opinion was Civil War was going to
Maybe-
do better than Batman v
Maybe
Superman,
Marvel
and I was
movies
right about
versus
that.
other Marvel movies, but outside of Marvel movies, his opinion is just automatically. Apparently, you deduct 20 percentage points.
Marvel movies or Marvel Studio movies?
He's got a grading curve.
Yeah,
for
apparently,
fucking-
apparently you have to just automatically subtract 20% of
Well,
whatever
yeah.
the score would be if it's.
I
not
do have
made
a
by
grading
Marvel.
curves.
They get an
Marvel-
they get an automatic 20% for putting their name at the top of the movie, just like you do on the SATs. If you
Well,
put your
their
name
names on the top of every movie. Marvel's name is on top of all those movies.
They're fucking. All right, you're unbelievable.
When the movie starts, it says Marvel.
You're
They all
fucking
have that.
killing me. New York Comic Con is trying to eliminate scalpers. Brian, tell us a little bit about this. Don't forget to
They're
subtract
making.
the 20% for DC people.
Well, I'm adding 80% because it's New York. But
Oh, okay.
they're what they did recently is making fans sign up so you could purchase. So inevitable, when the tickets go on sale, you could purchase tickets, and usually when you get the tickets, you got to go onto the website and sign your ticket in. So they're all attached to your profile. This way, the past 2 years, scalpers have been mainly buying all these tickets up in like the first 2 minutes and selling them on eBay, selling them where basically you can't get tickets unless you pay like $200 for a 4-day pass. So this way that you don't buy this ticket, you can't register it, it doesn't link to your profile, the ticket's basically invalid. It gives more it'll give more opportunities for a fan to buy a ticket than people trying to hike up the prices and
Well, I'll tell
fucking
you what, if
make money.
motherfuckers spending $200 for a fucking weekend pass, they're a fan. Like they're a legit fan. Like that's
Normally,
expensive.
normally they're $100 for 4 days,
Yeah.
and scalpers will buy them, sell them on eBay and hike up the prices so they can make a big profit off of it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't agree with them doing that, but I mean, if motherfuckers are willing to pay that, then they're obviously a very big fan.
I think it's a
They have
noble,
no other choice.
I think
Yeah.
it's a noble effort what Comic Con's trying to do to keep people from jacking the prices up and making money outside the system and all that. But I don't think it's going to stop them.
No, they'll find a way.
I'm sure they're
I
going to
think- I
find
think
a way.
it's-
Like now
well,
you're going to
these-
buy. Now you're going to end up buying a fucking ticket with an associated login and profile. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. They're going to figure out a way to scalp them.
Some people are complaining about it, but you're just going on a website, filling out your name and email, and making a profile. It's not that hard to do.
So now when you show up with your ticket, do you have to like have your like?
They
do you-
scan
are you,
it.
Are you?
No,
gonna
you
get
don't have an
ID'd?
ID. That's the weird thing. You don't have an ID.
So it doesn't
you
even
just
matter. So
scan
all the
your
scalpers
ticket.
got to do is now make a bunch of fucking profiles.
Yeah, but I don't know exactly how it's gonna work on their end, on
On the
New
scalpers
York
end?
Comic Con's end. No, the scalpers end. It seems like that's all they could just do, but I don't know if it's gonna be like.
Well, I heard
Oh,
I was
certain
reading
thing will
I was
pop
reading
out.
something and I heard that if they're a DC fan, they're going to have to pay 20% more than what Marvel.
Well,
yeah,
fans are gonna pay.
if they like the cinematic universe, yeah, they should pay. They should pay that scalper price.
Shit. Says the
DC
guy.
and
Says the guy
DC
wearing a fucking Sinestro shirt.
Well, yeah, I like the comics. Green Lantern's my second favorite character.
If you're a DC fan or if you're a Boston Red Sox fan, you have to pay 20% more.
Well, no, I'm not a Yankee fan, so I don't care about the Boston Red Sox.
So, well,
I like Big Poppy.
yeah.
He has a funny accent.
What about the New York Islanders?
I like, unfortunately, well, all New York hockey teams suck, so that doesn't really
Yeah, they do.
make a difference.
All right. Well, that's about it for this week of the Comic Book Nerd Nation. Don't forget, if you're buying shit as a DC fan, bring 20% more than your friends are going to pay as Marvel fans because Brian has no fucking clue what he's talking about. I'm Fox2. We got Pirate
Have a good week.
and the whole effing Dick Rider.
Eat my nuts.